Hey Tractor Fanatic, subscribe now to the all-new Vintage Tractor Digest that highlights all brands of vintage farm machinery and more. Visit us online at VintageTractorDigest.com.
On this Tractor Fanatic webisode, we'll get an up-close look at a Big Bud 525. These large four-wheel drive articulating monsters were built in the late 70s and 80s by the Northern Manufacturing Company. Today, there's a big-time interest in Big Bud tractors.
Okay, we're here in Evansville, Indiana, along the Ohio River, and I'm waiting for Big Bud and owner Chris Wathen, who is coming up behind me here. There's Chris right there. There he is. Man, I'll tell you what, you get close to the front of that grill when you're driving it, and it's real impressive. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm
good.
I'm just thrilled to see one of these 5 1/4s in person.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
Well,
of course, I guess you're used to looking at it, aren't you?
well, we're kind of getting that way. We're kind of getting a little complacent anymore. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to take it and work it today.
Well,
though.
it's really impressive. Well, good. I mean, good. I can tag along then.
Yep. Sure.
No, it's really, really impressive. And you were telling me earlier that 525 corresponds to the horsepower.
Right. 5 1/4 horse. It's got an 1150 cubic inch Cummins engine in it. It's a KTA. Twin disc 9-speed power shift transmission.
And the /50, the 50 series.
50
right?
is the series.
Okay, and this is a large frame tractor.
This is the large frame tractor.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
And they built some smaller ones.
Right. The small frame was like the 400s and the 360s.
This is a early 80s, right?
This one's a 1981.
1981.
Mm-hmm.
And the Big Bud name has such a big following. And
it's getting a lot more recognition lately because the 747 has been brought to the Midwest.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of following now.
You go on the internet or something and search it, and everybody's interested in looking at the
Right.
world's biggest tractor.
Right, right.
Well, this is a notch or two down from that. Obviously, that was a custom-built tractor. I
That was
understand, right?
that's right. That was a one-of-a-kind hand-built tractor for a particular customer, and this was the larger of the production tractors.
This was the workhorse, so
This
to
was.
speak, right?
Right.
And also the most popular model.
This
right?
is the most popular model of all the Big Buds. The 5 1/4 50 was.
Well, I got to tell you, it is impressive in person. I mean, you see pictures of it. It looks
Well,
great.
if you saw it before we started on it, it was a derelict.
Was it?
Yeah.
Now, where did you find this one?
Well, it's kind of funny you ask that because it started out, I was looking for a big tractor, and of course you have to go west for the big tractors, and I couldn't decide exactly what I wanted, so I was doing all the research, had talked with Ron Harmon a time or two on the phone, and made a trip out there to decide what I wanted to do. I started looking at a small frame Bud. The more people I talked to, they all told me the same thing. Chris, for what you're wanting to do, you need to be looking at a large frame.
How much work did you have to do to it once you got a hold of it?
That, Brad, is
Another
really
story.
interesting
Yeah.
because I've restored cars, trucks, motorcycles, and this has been completely different in that this particular tractor, every single thing had to have attention.
Well, let's walk around this thing a little bit because, first of all, there's some massive tires on here. What's the diameter of these tires? 6 feet around, or?
They're 74 inches high,
Wow.
34 inches wide.
They're massive.
Yeah, this is a new metric tire that takes the place of the old. When these were built, these metric tires obviously weren't around, and they had 30.5s, which is a very, very common tire.
Yeah.
This is a new replacement for it. Actually fits on the old rim, but it caused a problem with our space in between the duals. So we ended up having to widen our spacers to get. If I hadn't done that, these tires would be rubbing one another.
Okay.
We're 18 feet wide.
18 feet wide. All right. And so this tractor articulates right
Yes.
in the center.
Holds 550 gallon of fuel.
Uh-huh. Wow. Now, okay, that sounds like a lot, but how many hours of running time is that?
Well, I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
That's right.
yet.
You haven't really run it that
No,
hard
no,
yet, have you? Now, do you have a plow that's big enough to bog this thing down, or?
Well, The only
Work
way
it
it will,
hard?
it'll work it,
Uh-huh.
but it's the biggest plow that's out there.
Yeah, okay.
Biggest one available, biggest disc chisel available.
Yeah, now you were showing me, let's walk back around because I got a sneak peek at something earlier and I want you to show the viewers at home.
Okay.
Because you've actually done a little tweaking to this thing. This wouldn't have been something that would have been factory standard.
No, and I'll probably get in trouble for this because I take it to, well, we took it to a show and had a little fun with it, and I think it probably aggravated some people. But this is just a little remote control that we can do some tricks with.
Oh, nice. I like it.
You know, that'll allow us to get in there a little bit better and work. And then the other feature that it does is this one here. Now this particular feature is something that Big Bud was made with. However, it was done with a hand pump, and we're doing it with an electric pump.
Okay. Yeah, because obviously it was made to pivot.
Right.
Yeah.
This allows you to get into the transmission. And then that's another thing, Brad, I need to explain to you on these things is that the way that they're built, this was a neat feature that only Bud did, and they had this whole unit, which includes the radiator, the engine, and the torque converter. It's a huge unit, but it is a unit, and that thing comes out by taking like 6 bolts loose and a drive line, and it comes out.
Take it right
so
out.
if you experience torque problems or engine problems, you take the unit out, set it on the ground, you put another unit in, you're good to go.
Wow.
You know, that can be done in a half a day.
So do you have any idea how many of these are still in existence of the 200 or so they built?
I can only tell you based on the information that I've been told, and that's that most of them are still around.
Okay. Well, listen, it's out here. I saw you driving it up. You suppose we could go out and work this thing a little bit?
You want to drive it, don't you?
Well, is it written all over my face? I mean, come on. Yeah, if you'll let me, sure, I'll take a chance at it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Call now for the 2010 Steiner Tractor Parts Catalog, featuring the largest selection of new aftermarket parts for your antique or classic tractor. With 45,000 square feet, Steiner Tractor Parts makes every effort to have your parts in stock. Call 800-234-3280 or visit steinertractor.com.
Air throttle, okay? So this tractor's got air on, it's got air brakes, air throttle, air horn.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, down on the floor, your right pedal, the big pedal,
Yeah.
most people are going to think is the brake. That's not the brake, that's an air decelerator is what that is.
Okay, now you can select this on the fly,
Yes.
so I can go to 2.
Yep. And I'd start there.
Throttle up a little
Yeah,
bit?
throttle up. Felt that jerk? That was your torque converter locking up.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
It will turn. Well, that thing will
Yeah.
turn, won't it?
Now start dropping her in.
Okay.
Yeah, things happen pretty fast.
Yeah. With a traditional medium-sized tractor, how long would it take you to do this field?
2 days,
2 days? With this,
about half a day.
about half a day.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you feel owning something like this? This has got to be a lot of fun.
It is fun. I guess I still really don't know yet, but it is fun though.
Well, I tell you what, that was a lot of fun. I've never really driven something like that before, and I appreciate you taking the time with us today.
Well,
and-
it's cool to go to work and have fun while you're doing it.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Big Bud is fun. I'll tell you that much.
It's big fun.
It is big fun. Big Bud is big fun.
On the next Tractor Fanatic webisode, we'll meet Charles English, owner of the famous John Deere Gold Leaf D tractor.